As the holiday season has come to a close, I wanted to take y'all watch shopping with me one last time, and in this one we're going to be hitting the mall with a $150 challenge. We'll get our hands on some Bulovas, Casios, and Citizens, and the goal will be an automatic or complicated quartz movement. Now I just got my new setup, so I've got something more interesting behind me than just a blank wall. I've also got new watches, equipment, and video ideas coming, like this Bulova 50th anniversary and this video where I buy potential scam watches. So just be sure you're subscribed so you don't miss out. And as for this one, watch to the end to see what we find, grab your coffee, and enjoy. So we started off at Helzberg, and what really caught my eye was the collection of Tissot's and G-Shocks that they had. But I knew this was going to be a tougher challenge when I saw her face after I told her my budget.
Looking at around like the $100 to $200 range.
Wait, what?
I mean, of course, we're going to have the G-Shock. These are going to be in that price range.
And while I am a huge fan of G-Shock, I did want to find something a little more unique since I'm buying it for a unique individual. But I decided to take a look at one of these metal cases just to see what price range we were at.
$220.
$220, that's not bad.
Now that's not bad, but you can definitely find them cheaper online, and it's just not unique enough for what I was looking for. So after that, we moved over to the Citizens, where I unknowingly stepped even further out of our price range, where I took a look at this $450 Suyosa. The red dial definitely caught my eye, but definitely out of the price range. Now the movement used in these watches is a Miyota 8210 automatic, and these are definitely known for their reliability and durability. They operate at 21,600 vibrations an hour, and they usually offer around a 40-hour power reserve. So with the G-Shocks not speaking to me and the Suyosas being out of the budget, we decided to move on to this place called Paramount Jewelers, where we saw some Seikos that were around the $250 price range.
That's actually $215.
Now, I feel like this is getting a little crazy. I feel like I used to be able to buy automatics with day-date features for around $200, and they're selling this one for around $215. Heard to that. I was able to find them online for a little cheaper, around $170, $160, but this one, again, not speaking to me. It's not that unique. I feel like we can find something a little bit better, so moving on from here. And as we were going to the next place, we ran into this guy named Isaiah. He was selling cologne from a business that he helped build. And as he was talking to me about his grind, I told him about my channel, and bro gave me a sub. So an absolute legend right here. If you see this Isaiah, you're a beast, and you too could be a beast just like Isaiah by hitting that subscribe button below. Now, I was honestly starting to get discouraged with the challenge. At this point, I had written off an automatic as a possibility, and I was even wondering if a complicated movement would be in the question. But I still had two more places to hit up, with the last one being my favorite place to shop for watches at this mall. But before we head there, I stopped and saw a pretty good selection at JC Penney. And I've been drawn toward the Bulovas recently, and I knew we'd be around our price point with this pick here.
It is $157.50.
And I'm pretty sure Bulova doesn't make this watch anymore, because I actually looked everywhere online for this watch and I could not find much of anything. The only thing I found was this one that was actually already sold. I couldn't see how much it sold for. However, I do think that $157 was probably a good deal for that, especially presumably being that it's a more rare piece at this point. And unless I find something at the next location, this one is gonna have to be the winner. Now, thankfully, we saved the best place for last. So the Dillards at this mall has some of the best collections of watches. With Hamiltons, they have some of their most popular models and some special pieces. I'm always surprised to see some of the ones they have here, like the Ventura and the Jazzmaster. Along with that, they've got a nice selection of Rados, Bulovas, Seikos, Tissot's, and of course my favorite, Casio. And they actually have two sections with Casios. One section is filled with their newer looking, larger watches, but this section here, it looks like, is their vintage Casio section. And there's just something about Casio's vintage line that I just love. I mean, to me, all of these watches look beautiful, sleek, and clean. So I took a look at this analog digital display, and I actually bought one of these a couple months ago with a green dial. And this one here is a collaboration with the British luxury design house known as Liberty. And I would have actually bought this one had it not been such a small piece. It already is a little small for me, and the person I'm buying for is a little bigger than me. And while we were there, I saw this ring watch that I thought was really cool. I've seen other brands like Fossil with these, but I've never seen one from Casio. It's just a miniature version of their watches. It's fully functional with LED backlight, day-date feature, and size variations with added links. They were selling this one for $150, and while I would probably never wear one of these, I still do think it is really cool. And I would want to see what the fossil ones are selling for, but let me know, would you buy one of these? Would you wear one of these? Let me know in the comments below. But moving on, the gentleman helping us had a suggestion for a Seiko. And I was trying to see if there was anything other than Casio that I could find, just because Casio is the brand that I always go with. But this one was a little pricey.
This one's $225.
And just not what I would be looking for a gift for someone's first watch. So with all roads leading back to Casio, I decided to take a look at a beautiful piece that silently caught my eye.
So when I die, which I must do, could it shine down here with you? 'Cause my love is mine, all mine. I love mine. Nothing in the world belongs to me but my love, mine, all mine, all mine.
And here it is. The watch we ended up going with is the Casio MTP-M305 series, otherwise known as the Casio Moonphase. Now, I've seen this watch before, and it always caught my eye due to the sleek yet vintage look that it has to it. I absolutely love the shape of this case, and it actually reminds me of an Apple Watch, just with infinitely more character. I also really like the mesh bracelet with this. I'm typically not a fan of mesh bracelets. I usually think that if you're going to have a metal bracelet, it might as well be solid links. But I think that with this watch size and design, the mesh bracelet actually goes very well with it. Along with that, the dial on this watch is super simple and clean. The face is a dark gray, slightly brushed texture, and the circle subdials add a unique look mixed with a square case. And I think that this is just another example of Casio's vintage line that mixes old style with new looks, and it does it so well. But lastly, here's all the specs for this watch. So of course it's a moon phase, so it tracks the lunar cycle, and these will typically require occasional manual adjustment every couple years for precision. It has a mineral crystal with 50 meters water resistance. The case dimensions are 44.5 millimeters tall, 34 millimeters wide, and a thickness of 9.3 millimeters. So it's pretty slim and compact for having the 44 millimeters tall. The battery life on this should last around 3 years, and it has an accuracy of plus or minus 20 seconds per month. Alright, so there it is, the $150 challenge accepted and defeated with the Casio Moonphase. Now, what do you guys think of the find? Do you think we made the right choice? Do you think we should have gone back for something else? Let me know in the comments below. And if you guys enjoyed this, you want to see more just like it, click here and here. Otherwise, subscribe on your way out, and I will see you in the next one.